Inox Leisure, it saw a multi-fold jump in its profit, while margins also saw a 5% expansion compared to the last year. I had a chance to speak to Alok Tandon, the CEO of the company, and began by asking him if the growth rate, at least for the EBITDA that they saw of 80%, is sustainable. Listen in.
Always said that our endeavor is to continue with the same run rate quarter on quarter and to improve the numbers which we've already declared the results for. I've always maintained that we at Inox want to give more to a patron rather than just a movie watching experience. The experience should be much more than just to come out and watch a movie. And hence our emphasis is on having good footfalls because of the experience we give to a guest, to have more food and beverage items, and to ensure that the advertising revenues keep on increasing quarter on quarter. So the endeavor to have a good EBITDA or to whether to have a good the top line is a culmination of luxury which we give to our patrons, the technology which we have provided, and the service which we keep on giving to our guests who come in.
Right. This time around for Q3, you had a lot of great content which has driven footfalls as well. You had the likes of Andhadhun, Badai Ho. What's the pipeline looking like in terms of content coming in for Q4?
Well, you're right. Q3 had some great content. We had Badai Ho, we had 2.0, we had Andhadhun, which did amazingly well. Thugs of Hindustan had some great numbers coming in. And not to forget other movies like Aquaman, KGF, Kedarnath, which did equally well. Q4 has started on a very strong note with Manikarnika, Uri and Thakre. And February 2 looks very exciting with Alita coming in this Friday. We have Total Dhamal, and followed by movies like Kesri, Kalank, Avengers. So the year and the quarter look to be very, very exciting.
Are we expected to see an uptick in the advertising revenue per screen? This time around, you had a decent contribution coming in from advertising revenues. Is that likely to remain constant or maybe see an uptick?
Well, keeping our fingers crossed, it should. We have more feet on street. We are sitting with media planners and devising new innovative ways for the ads to be seen on the screen, using a real estate in the lobbies to have more innovative ways of putting in their products. And our endeavor is surely to keep that growing also.
But have there been any changes in the advertising rates so far?
Well, yes, slightly we have increased our rates. Our effective rate has gone up. And also we have increased the entire, the way we sell our inventory. So that's also gone through a serious change over the last quarter. And as a result of that, we have seen good advertising numbers this time.
Let's talk about F&B sales and how they've aided this quarter. We've seen 45%. Is that maintainable come Q4?
Well, again, as I always say, that our effort is to do that. Our SPH has increased by about 6% to 74 rupees in Q3. The entire contribution for F&B has gone up to nearly 25% for the entire revenues which we have earned in Q3. And as I just said, that having more menus, having more items, having more point of sales will surely keep that in a very, very positive way, and that trend should continue.
So you're saying 45% on F&B sales is a good enough number to go by?
Oh, well, 45% is a growth you are talking about from Q3
yes.
Y on Y.
Yeah.
And our endeavor is, yes, to have a good growth quarter on quarter where food is concerned.
Okay. Convenience income growth this time was a slight bit of a disappointment from an analyst point of view as well. Why do you think that has happened this quarter?
Well, the other operating revenues increased. So I don't know how you're saying that the convenience income was a disappointment. In fact, we've shown a growth in our other operating revenues, and which is a contribution of convenience which has gone up, and also the income which we have from our VPF, which is a virtual print free.
Is there anything that you can tell us with regards to what kind of a deal has been sewn up with Book My Show and Paytm? And if it's similar to the lines of competition or it's different?
I will Well, I will not like to delve into that. I would not like to talk about our deal. It's a totally different structure, what I've come to know. And I would like to keep the numbers within the group and not share it of what we have gone ahead and signed with the ticketing aggregators.
Okay. Let's talk about screen additions. You've seen one of the highest screen additions this quarter. What's going to be the run rate for that, and what do you expect to achieve by the end of the year in terms of total screen additions?
Well, as we speak, we've already opened 68 screens till now and 14 properties. In this quarter, in Q4, we have already opened 2 more properties. And going forward, we should finish quarter 4 and the entire financial year with about 80 to 81 screens, I would say 81 screens, and 16 properties. Going forward, our plan is to open at least 80 screens every year.
All right, that's going to be the run rate, 80 screens every year. Talk a little bit more about the local body tax impact both in MP and Kerala.
That is something which we are giving a representation to both the governments of MP and Kerala, that LBET should not be there. It's against the principle of one nation, one tax. It's a cascading tax which is there and which we are saying should not be levied at all. And hence, as an industry body, we are giving representations to both the state governments that LBET should not be levied.
Sure. The other point, and probably one of my last question would be, with competition increasing its footprint in southern India, what's your plan and what's your strategy to become big within that region? Because that's a dominating market as well.
Well, yes, I've always maintained that India is very underpenetrated and underscreened, and South too is a very important market for the entire Indian film industry. Out of the 457 screens we have about 125 to 130 screens down south. That's an important sector for us also. And going forward, we have signed a few good sites down south, and also you will see that more screens opening up for Inox in the 4 to 5 southern states.
No plans for any tie-up or inorganic growth opportunities?
Well, we are just concentrating on organic as of now. Organic is very, very important for us. We have more than 850 screens signed. And for us, that's the focus as of now in the company.